Follow my path, and better you will feel.
Okay. That was unexpected. Usual lets me decide. Now it's telling me it had to be Hamish? Huh. Huh. Syndicate or the White killed them. Yeah. Huh. Did I miss something? That's interesting. And why is this happening? Why isn't it just going with the usual...
Inspector, I believe that Martin Hamish is guilty of the murder of Montague Dunn.
Aha! I knew it. I'll send the lads around to arrest him.
Very good. I shall wait to hear from you.
What's going on here? I don't get this. Normally it's just the deduction and then boom, there we go. Why is this one making you get involved? Still letting me look through the case. Are we going to find out something more is going on here? Like he's going to give up. Didn't give up or something? Possible, I suppose. Yeah. What's with the sudden change? Oh, I suppose we're about to find out. If the game ever bloody loads. Any day now. Thank you. Okay then. Where are we going with this?
Inspector, I came here as quickly as I could.
Martin Hamish is in the large glass house. There's no need to hurry.
Okay.
Martin Hamish is in the large glass house. There's no need to hurry.
Are we going to find out that... Yeah, it's still saying find out who killed Montague Dunn. Are we going to find out that he's dying now as well?
Holmes,
Yeah.
my God! Yes, we found him like that.
Our messing around with the ventilation system didn't go unnoticed. Mr. Hamish realized that we knew.
Perhaps.
Inspector, could you arrange the body, please? I should like to examine it.
Okay. Right then. Did he kill himself or was he murdered?
The mark around the neck is very visible. He died instantly.
Martin Hamish's letter.
Holmes, his left shoe is unique. This anomaly is often a characteristic of...
A club foot. Bravo, Watson. That is the key element of this case.
It is. clubfoot. Okay. Life has become a living hell. I find it unbearable. Dunn deserved to die, but I cannot forgive myself for having his blood upon my hands. We Hamishes seem to have always fallen victim to our circumstance, and I find myself to be no exception. I must atone, and I shall do so here and now. Farewell. Clubfoot and Hamish's confession, they contradict each other. Martin Hamish was unable to run due to the tibial torsion on his club foot, therefore we should find out if he had sufficient time to lock the door of the colonial collection room and activate the ventilation system. Did he have an accomplice? Discuss with Richard the possible impact of new clues found on the body of Martin Hamish. Right. I think he did it with Miss White. Here we go.
What should we do next, Holmes?
Right, talk to Lestrade.
Something about this rings very oddly.
Why do you say that, Mr. Holmes?
Why? Because of Mr. Hamish's club foot. Oh, I deserve to be kicked from here to Charing Cross. I should have noticed it.
But, Mr. Holmes, I can't see why.
No, I don't suppose you do. You must recall that Mr. Dunn was locked inside the Colonial Collection Room by the murderer. If it was Mr. Hamish, he would have had to run up to his workplace to trigger the fan situated above it, taking into consideration the condition of his foot.
Well, it is still possible.
Possible,
Perhaps,
but unlikely.
but it is rather strange that such a person as Mr. Hamish decided to base his plan on the speed of his gait.
You mean to say that somebody helped him?
So the suicide is questionable?
Correct. Mr. Hamish accuses only himself in his letter, and so the investigation stops.
Possibly an accomplice, then?
Yes.
That idea had not occurred to me, Mr. Holmes.
I have another idea, Inspector. Thanks to the testimony that we have collected, we are able to rebuild the events as they took place that day.
With a timeline, such as we did in the Jack the Ripper case.
I wish to
Precisely.
play that game.
The map at the entrance of Kew Gardens should help us with our timeline.
Why the one at the entrance?
Let us analyze the facts and statements so that we may recreate the events of that morning.
Seed house at around 9:30. Albert meets Montague at around 9:30. Okay. It was around 20 minutes to 10 when Hamish and Montague Dunn went out to the backyard. After 10 minutes, Dunn... Yeah. Can I... Yeah, I can choose where they go. Right. Martin Hamish returns to the Seed House. It was about 20 minutes to 10 when Hamish and Montague Dunn... So... 10 minutes Dunn recommenced his inspection and returned to the dry tropics room. Hamish returns to the Seed House. Right. Montague Dunn is in the dry tropics room. Right. Miss White is talking with Martin Hamish in the laboratory at 10 o'clock. Miss White joins Hamish and Albert at the Water Lily greenhouse. They said that until 10. Miss White was in the laboratory until 10:40. Montague Dunn is poisoned at approximately 10 o'clock. At approximately 10:10, around, 10:30. Martin Hamish returns after talking with Miss White. 10 minutes past 10. Albert saw Hamish returning from visiting Miss White. What does this tell us? That went that way. Let's go that way. Keep that.
Let us summarize. Montague Dunn was poisoned inside the Colonial Collection Room. He forced open the door, which means that someone locked him inside there at 10:20.
Yes.
Martin Hamish was last seen at 10:10. This means that he has approximately 10 minutes to lock the door of the Colonial Collection Room. Given that he was club-footed, it is doubtful. Albert also has 10 minutes to lock the door of the Colonial Collection Room, which is quite enough time. Miss White was last seen at 10 o'clock, which means that she had approximately 20 minutes to lock the door. More than enough time. Perfect, Watson. Now, let us ascertain who assisted Martin Hamish in killing Montague Dunn.
White's timeline. Miss White stayed alone in the laboratory after speaking with Miss Martin. Since Montague Dunn showed signs of poisoning at 10:20, White had approximately 20 minutes to act without being observed. Martin Hamish might not have had enough time to do it all by himself. It would have been difficult to simulate the deadly spores and lock the door in just in this situation. And not a compass is unlikely that Reddit would have had the opportunity, and 20 minutes wouldn't have to be enough to lock. There's plenty of time. Plenty of time. But what does this mean? Meanwhile, Albert's and Hamish's timeline also gives... It's unlikely that Albert would have had the opportunity, and 10 minutes would not have been enough to lock the door. 10 minutes would have been enough for him to follow Montague lock the door in order and he might activate the ventilation system. But if he did not, then that means it was Miss White. Now then, can I... Will it allow me to go and check to see if she was in the laboratory the entire time? Now that I have a clearer idea of when she left.
I don't hear anything.
Can I not pick it back up? No. Did he say she was in there the entire time? Albert had the time, and he had the inclination, but I don't think... No, he was crying. Miss White seemed oddly calm about it. I think it was her. I do. I think it was... But can I go with that now? Yeah, I think it was her. Albert was clearly distraught about it. I mean, he could be just a good actor, but she seemed far too calm. And she has the most to gain from his death. Albert didn't gain anything. He seems to have stepped up and done the right thing, basically. So I think it was Miss White. I still find it curious that she had that sign saying Mrs. White. Anyway, Fyodor Dostoevsky. Anything else on Facebook? And we're about to find out. Is she going to deny it or is she going to confirm her activity? I wonder, did I get the correct result? I can check. That's what I've learned, that's what pressing the space bar does when it says check thing. It tells you
Holmes,
you've done it right or not.
How can you be certain that we'll find Miss White here?
It is obvious, Watson. Just use your brain.
I am using it. I do use it.
Now that the rope has tightened around Martin Hamish, Miss White must act to erase all traces of her implication. After the suicide of her accomplice, there is one final trace remaining, the deadly plants of the Divine Syndicate. She will be there.
Very good. Shall we go?
Just one moment.
Going to
Listen
find
to
out.
me, Watson. I shall see her alone. You will conceal yourself behind her, quietly.
Whatever are you planning?
Nothing spectacular. The impulses of women have always been a mystery to me. But she is a bold one, and so we must be cautious.
All right. You can count on me, Holmes.
Okay, but what if she's not here? What if it turns out it's Albert? Albert. There she is.
Mr. Holmes, good day to you.
You do not seem surprised, Miss White.
Well, I was expecting you.
Not for too long, I believe. So please tell me, as it is still unclear, who planned the murder? Was it you?
You were wrong, Mr. Holmes.
It was Martin
Wrong about
Hamish, then. You managed to convince him to take on a more prominent role.
You could not be further from the truth.
You think that you can fool me?
You don't care what I think.
No, I
It is
don't.
difficult to care about someone who is capable of pushing a man to his suicide. It is over, Miss White. The police will be here any minute.
Over, perhaps. One moment you were here, and the next, you were on the other side.
What?
The other side. No! Stop!
She's trying to kill herself?
I beg you not to do this, Miss White.
Don't come any closer.
Okay, if she's
Please
not...
remain calm. We can help you.
Not one step further. Don't try to stop me.
If she's not the killer, then why is she here?
Stop this foolishness. You cannot truly want to die.
No, it's too late.
What is? I see what's going on here. Ah! Okay. Do I have the option of doing it over? I was
This
about
is
to do it
tragic, Holmes.
over. I
Are
was
you
trying
able
to
to
move
do
my
anything?
mouse
I'm afraid not.
to...
The poison has been fulgurating. Her heart stopped instantly, poor child.
Yeah, I was trying to move my mouse to target her arms. Right, let's try that. You really want to replay the conclusion? The game will load before the moral choice was made. Yes. I was trying to move my mouse. I thought, move it to make sure it's in place. It gave me like half a second to respond or something. Curvidix. Because I knew that's what Holmes was trying to do. He was making her step back so that... yeah. So Watson could get there and do the chauvinness of the stuffs. Because, how did he know that she was going to kill herself? No, seriously, how would he know that she was planning to do something like that?